Hi, this is RenderPy. So in this part, we're going to create the wall module. Now, I've got Blender here. I'm going to get rid of this light and camera, delete them. We're going to start off with this cube, and I'm going to press N to open the sidebar and give it some sizes. So I'm going to go with 3 meters, right? 3 meters, Y4. Yep. And 10 centimeters for the thickness for all the walls and the ceilings, 0.1. Okay, so uh, the next thing that I want to do is to get rid of the extra stuff and set the pivot point to this side. So I'm just looking at these two, X, Y, and I want to make sure that this is the positive area and the pivot point sits down here. So pressing the tab, I'm going to go into the edit mode, selecting this edge over here. I'm hoping that you can see it's a little bit thin. And then I'm going to press Alt S, I guess. Nope, sorry, not Alt S, Shift S, and press cursor to select it. So cursor is going to be set to the center of this edge. And after that, I'm going to press Tab, get out of the edit mode, go to Object, transform, no, set origin, and set that origin origin to 3D cursor. So my origin now, but my pivot point is going to be sitting down here, which means that if I set these to 0, 0, this is going to be sitting down here, which is what we want. Okay, now it's time to remove the extra stuff. Again, I'm going to press the tab. This time I'm going to go to the surface, zoom in a little bit. Oops, not sure. And select these surfaces, all the ones on the side. I'm going to hold Shift to select multiple, and down here. So all I want is just this one at the top, and you would see why I'm asking for this one and not going for the rest of them, because the rest of them would just uh, consume the light map, and I don't need it. And if I need something for kind of in between two levels, like on the floor level and the top level or upstairs, I would rotate the same and use both together. So we'll adjust all of that in Unity, but in here we're going to get rid of them and remove all the faces. I think that's it. That's good. The only thing left is the UV mapping, because we want to make sure that this has a material. Material is assigned to it and it has a UV mapping. So again, pressing tab, getting out of the edit mode, going into the material, and yeah, it's got a material. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to just call it panel, please. Why aren't you? Okay, freezing. There we go. it was freezing. So panel or plane. It's just a simple plane. And the material also is material or empty dot plane. I'm sure dot is not a good thing for Blender. Underline material plane. Yep, that should be good. Back to UV mapping, UV edit. As you can see, this whole area, this surface is sitting over here on this part of the texture. Now, our textures are going to be square and they're going to be full size. So we need to make sure that this covers the entire screen. And all I need to do is to make sure I've got this selected, UV map and UV unwrap angle base. That's it. Now I'm happy. And then I'm going to go back to layout and make sure this is selected. I'm going to save it and I'm going to export it. And we're going to go back to Unity then. Okay, so back in Unity, in our project, Shrek 3, we're going to make sure that first we make some settings adjustments. So inside Edit, Preferences, I guess, and Scene View, and make sure that you put the 3D placement mode into the world origin. Now, what this does is it makes sure that when you create something here, like this, create empty, this is always set to 0, 0, 0 in world coordinates. The other thing that you want to make sure that is you're not on the center, you are on pivot. Okay, this is what we want. I'm going to delete this one and close this one. Then I'm going to go in my project folder. I'm trying to create Control Shift N on Windows. I am not sure what it is on Mac, but I can create folders and then I'm going to name it models. And I'm going to make another one, prefabs. So for the models, I'm going to copy my FBX in here. That's it. Place it in here just to make sure that it's fine and the pivot point is in the right place, which is fine. And I'm going to rename this. So I'm going to, MS is for meshes, and you can do whatever naming you want. This is my convention. This is how I organize it in my head. So it works for me well. So MS for hyphen with plain, and that makes me, by one look, I know this is a mesh. And then what I need to do is to bring the textures and create a material for it. Now for the textures, let's go to our folder where we had generated our prompts. So I'm going to start with lobby floor. I did actually generate one here with the prompt for, because I want it to be 6x6 tiles, not 5x5, because 5x5 would not make it very seamless. It would be repeating two blocks besides each other, but this one seems to be good. And I want to make sure that this is 1K image. So I'm going to open my Affinity photo like this. I'll give it some time. Here we go. And I'm going to use the preset that we created previously, which is 1K for Unity. It's an empty canvas. I'm going to grab this over here. And close this one, and just going to place exactly in the frame that we want. This should be good. It should be good. Yeah. Yeah, all corners are set well. Let's make sure that it is snapped. Yes. And then Control Alt Shift S. Yeah. Why didn't it work? So export. Where's export? Yeah, Control Shift W if they've changed it. So I'm got used to Photoshop, and it was S. So export, and then PNG. We make sure it's PNG. Yeah, that's the resolution, and export it. We're going to go into the same folder that we had on our desktop. What was it? It was desktop here, lobby floor, and we're just going to name it as it is prompt 4. I'm just going to say this is the 1K version. Okay, we're going to close this. We don't need it anymore. Back to Unity. Bring the folder, open another one, desktop 04, lobby floor, and where's the 1K? Here we are. We bring that one in. Now I'm going to put everything inside a folder, because inside the modules we're going to have we're going to have many modules. We're going to have pots, we're going to have boxes, tables, chairs, and so on. So Control Shift N, and I'm going to call this plane. Okay, grab these two, place it in here. Now for the texture, I'm going to rename it and call it TX, which is a texture, and it's going to be floor. And we're going to have many floors. We're going to have a wooden floor. We're going to have a tile floor. I'm just going to name it a tile floor. So let's name it properly. That should be good. Right click, create a menu material, and MT for materials. And I'm going to name this tile floor. Okay. So this texture needs to be assigned into the base map of this material. So I'm going to grab this texture, drag it here, and this should be okay. And that's it. Not sure. We might just play around with these later on. We don't want reflections or anything like that. Let's see how we can get rid of it. Yeah, we might just go with less smoothness for now. but we'll deal with that later on. It's not a big deal. We can always come and adjust these things. Um, Now it's time to create our prefab. So I'm going to get rid of this guy over here. And this is 1K. Yes, 1K, that's correct. And I'm going to grab this guy over here, but I'm also going to create a root for it. So again, Control Shift N here. When you press Control Shift N in this area, it creates an empty object. And I'm going to call it PF, which stands for prefab. I'm going to call that floor or tile. Well, and I'm going to grab this one inside here. Make sure all of these are 0, 0, 0 and 1, 1, 1 on scale. Expand this one. Same. We're happy. And then I'm going to grab this material and drop it on this fella. Okay, this looks good. This is exactly what we want. Now inside the project prefab folder, we're going to grab all of this and drag it here. So we create a prefab based on that. This is good. This is exactly what we want. Now we can select this prefab, press Ctrl D and move it along. And we've got this snap to 3 because the sizes are 3. So this should work very fine. Let's see over here. This is our read size, and our snap is also being set to 3 as well. You can put the grid size to 1 like this, but you can now see that there are 3 slots each, which is exactly what we want. Now, we've done this for the lobby floor, which is cool. I'm going to repeat this and bring the rest of them one by one. Also, I might record that in a time lapse, so you don't just watch me, going through it step by step, because it's very straightforward and easy. And then after we've got all the stuff in, I'm going to start creating I'm going to start planning my room and start creating it. So let's see how that goes. Thank you very much. I'll catch up with you guys on the next lesson.